tell the truth. Why were we wild in the world, but then we got married and became tame in our marriages?
Well, talk about it.
It's like we were so sexually explorative in the world, but then when we got married, we ain't doing nothing. We were daring in sin, right?
Oh, yes.
And then we became shy and scared when we got married. Why? Welcome to the truth about happily ever after, where marriage meets real talk, real grace, and real Holy Ghost tea. We're three wives with three stories sharing one truth, that love is sacred. It's messy, hilarious, and worth fighting for. So pour your coffee, press play, and pull up a seat. This isn't just a podcast. This is Brunch with the Spirit.
We've all known the allure of wild nights, the pulse of the crowd, the search for connection in fleeting moments. But what happens when that path leads to quiet pews? Is it a trade-off? A choice between passion and piety? Does faith dull our deepest desires, or does it shape them into something more profound? This is Wild in the World, Tamed in Marriage. Together, we'll explore how to keep that sacred fire burning brightly within the vows of commitment. We'll get real about spicy intimacy and deep spiritual connection, living faith forward and unapologetically alive in every way. Are you ready to reclaim holy heat?
Okay, so we were in the world. We was wild as I don't know what, right? But then when we got married, something changed. It shifted a little bit. So, Kayla, like, what do you think? Why do you think in the world we were one way, and then we got married and things just changed sexually?
Well, I think one thing in the world, I would say we weren't thinking about being saved. Mm-hmm. So as people who don't think about being saved, they live like it. And we were in the world, for me, it was a little freedom. Mm-hmm. Ain't gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I could, do what I want to do, because I wasn't really thinking about the consequences so much, except, not wanting to get pregnant, not wanting to get an STD or anything like that. Mm-hmm. But it just felt like, hey, I'm doing my own thing. Mm-hmm. And especially for me, that happened a lot after I started going to college, when I was in my college years. So,
college. What about you, Charnay?
I think it is the forbidden fruit. It's like, it was forbidden. It's something I'm not supposed to do, so I want to do. Right? It's the flesh that's saying, ooh, in marriage is expected, you're married, but in the world, it was this forbidden thing that just felt good to do because I couldn't do it. I'm not supposed to do it. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what it was for me.
Okay. So for me, as I'm listening to both of you, I'm thinking about times where it was like an adventure. Where it's like, how you meet someone, you get to know them, you get the butterflies, he fine, you fine. And it's like, okay, he's saying all the right things, he doing all the right things. And you like, boy, you keep going, we gonna get here. Now we're here, right? And then when marriage comes, it's like, it's of course it's a beautiful thing that it's the same person. Right? Because as you mentioned, with different partners and all that birth control and condoms and this and that, where it's like in your marriage, that's my person, I'm with you, you with me.
Yes.
But I wonder if the adventure part or the excitement part, we kind of let that die down. What you think?
I think marriage has a lot of complexities because normally your boyfriend will go home. Mm-hmm. Right, your boyfriend go home, see you next week, see you at next campus party, see you. But with marriage, you're mingling finances, children, cooking, interior decorating, work-life balance, family, in-laws. So you have these complex layers that you normally wouldn't have with a boyfriend, or shouldn't.
Yeah, that's a good point. What you think, Kay?
I think that once, especially if you're in Christ and you re-center yourself with Christ before you get into the marriage, it was like, okay, my body's covered, I'm sacred, I don't want to hold it, even though this is my husband. I've been waiting for how many years, how many months, however so many, for this honeymoon night to come. But now it's like, okay, I'm a little nervous to show what's going on because the things that I had in the world, I think the sin that I was practicing, because having sex before marriage is a sin, that covered anything that I didn't know was an insecurity.
Well, that's good.
And because it was insecurity, it's like, okay, now I have to, my husband's going to see this. Physically insecurity, physical insecurities, mental, emotional, how I feel about myself, how I think about myself. And now it's like, I treat my body as a gift, and so it's like I'm a little hesitant to unwrap it.
So do you feel like we're more trying to impress our husbands as opposed to like the boyfriends? Like we want to appear a certain way before our husbands? Like what do you think, Charnay?
I think for me, the impressing was more so with the boyfriends in the world.
Okay.
I think with the husbands, because even as I'm listening to Kayla, I'm thinking about the spiritual realm when you have sex. Right? In the world, we know it's ungodly soul ties. When we have sex with someone who's not our spouse and we're not in a covenant, you open the door to ungodly soul ties. When we are under covenant, there's like an unlayering through God. It's different. It's a different type of sex. So for me, it was more so the impressing part was like in the world, and then under covenant, you're like, hi, hello. I know God, you know God. We're here. It's this different type of the pure. It's like filtered through purity. Where in the world it was filtered through. He got the biggest penis. What can he do? We heard about you. We heard. It was all of that. It was all like a lot of performance.
So do you guys think that in the world we have like this conquest to be chosen? Like when we were in the world, like we were looking to be chosen by the people that we chose to engage in sin with. So let's call it what it is. Sex before marriage is a sin. It is. Fornication is a sin.
Right.
And so were we looking to be chosen?
I think we're looking to be seen. Looking to be seen, looking to be validated. Because again, I'm not redirecting on myself, but I dealt with a lot of physical insecurities about myself, and Dylan wanted to be seen, and being seen, my validation, personal validation was being rubbed. My ego was being rubbed because I was like, okay, you the sexiest man on campus. Ooh, and you in the fraternity. Ooh, and you this, and you looking at me. You looking at me.
Popularity.
And I'm looking at you. And we looking at us. And so we just want to be looked at. We just want to be seen. And sex was just wild back in that. Well, it's wild now because it's everywhere. But when it was in college, pretty much you're young, your body's going through different changes. You finally seeing how you're looking as a woman, as a man. You're finally growing to your adulthood physically, and so you might be liking how you're looking in the mirror. It's like, you know what? I know I look good. I'm definitely going to be seen. I'm gonna wear these short dresses. I'm gonna wear these short skirts. I'm gonna wear these fishnet socks underneath these shorts and see who really gonna be looking at me. But I think it was more so to be chosen also, but also to be seen.
That's a good point. So now I want us to think about our first time. Let's go back to the first time I fell in love. The first time we met them. The first person that we chose to engage in sin. Because again, we call them a spade here, right? Going back to that time, what made us say, yes, this is okay to do?
I know for me in high school, I was, I guess, the late bloomer. There was a lot of people around me starting to experiment with sex and drinking and different things like that. And I was going on 18. So I had people around me that was already doing the do. And I was just like, oh, okay. It was just constantly around me in high school. It was just constantly around me. So I think for me, it was a level of peer pressure. There was some peer pressure. There was I don't want to be the only one that's not doing it. And I love him. Not even knowing what love was, but I think that high school transition is that middle school to high school transition is something else. And I didn't have my father. So I didn't have my dad. Mm-hmm. There was no dominant male figure, let alone a godly dominant male figure in my life that I could trust. Mm-hmm. And I believe, I guarantee, if there was, I probably wouldn't have done it. I probably wouldn't have done it.
Kayla, you said a mouthful there. So for me, I lost my virginity my freshman year in college. I made it. It was the second semester.
All right.
I had made it almost. It was actually the end of the year. It was after school was out, so I had the whole first year. And for me, a big thing was like you were saying, peer pressure. I was thinking back as you were talking about that. It made me think about how some of my high school classmates were pregnant. Specifically, it was one freshman year. We had a girl who was she was pregnant. Like, she went to school the whole year, was pregnant. And so I was like, you know what? I just want to make it out. Make it out of high school before I get pregnant. I don't want to get pregnant in high school, which I wasn't going to, because I was active in sports and I had other extracurricular activities that were keeping me focused. But I just wanted to make out of high school, not getting pregnant. And then also my freshman year, my first time was with someone who was much older than I was. So, and it's funny you mentioned father figures. He wasn't a father figure, but he was fatherly. You can say that. I'll say fatherly because not only because he had a lot of children, but he was fatherly, and so he was like protective, and he was well advanced. He knew what he was doing in the bedroom. I did a lot of firsts at that time, and so I kind of, it wasn't peer pressure, but it was like, well, kind of did everything else at this point, everything but that. So let me at least make it my freshman year without getting pregnant. And so that's how I did it.
And so with me, I just knew I was in love, right? And actually, no. So I had my high school sweetheart, and you know how you break up over the summer?
Yeah.
Honey, we broke up over the summer, and I wound up losing my virginity to someone I did not love. And so like it was just like I just did it. And I was just like, why? Like, why did I do this? And and if I'm honest, even thinking about my mindset at the time, like, why did I do this? It's like that level of regret afterwards. It's just like, why did I do this? And even with liking, there are partners that you have that you really like. And there are partners where it's just like, thank you for your services. Good night. And so it was like this, why? And I wonder, like, did you ever feel like it had to be something more? Like even with, my little boyfriend, my little thing on the side or whatever we did. But it was still like, even after coming together, even after spending the time, it was still like something was missing.
Yeah.
Something was missing.
Yeah.
And that brings me to the next point. We're wild in the world, doing him, her. Hey, everybody got testimony. Okay, everybody got testimony.
Deliverance is real.
Do you think that part of the reason why we are tamed in our marriage is because there's some shame that's there from the things that we did do in the world? That now it's like, I am with who God chose for me,
right?
And I did some stuff that I don't even want to do with you or nervous about doing with you, because then you won't ask me how I know
you know how to do it.
I know how to do that. Yeah. And then I'm not gonna lie to you,
right?
And then that just opens up a whole, what you think, Shirley?
And this is why we're not supposed to have sex before marriage.
Yes,
that's not God's plan. As you're talking, a lot of different things are going through my mind. So I'm thinking about how, one, we're not supposed to have sex before marriage.
We're not.
So because we do, because those who have had sex before marriage, God can restore you. God can bring your purity back. We still have a memory though. So I'm thinking too, I'm like, well, if God throws our sins in the sea of forgetfulness, if God forgets it, why do we bring the shame in the first place?
Yeah.
Like, God, I fasted, I prayed, I severed the soul ties, I'm new, I'm transforming my mind, but that memory, that I'm human, that memory, I remember, I know, and it could bring those feelings up. So I think we have to be careful of demonic suggestions going into marriage, because shame shouldn't be there. It shouldn't be there if we're really renewed. So that lets me know the enemy's gonna come for your marriage regardless. And sex and intimacy is a very vulnerable space, especially for women.
It is.
It's a very vulnerable space. So please be careful of the demonic suggestions that the enemy may try to throw when you know that God has redeemed you. You know the blood of Jesus has sanctified you, but the enemy is trying to come with the shame and the body count.
Took the words out of my mouth.
You think you married now, but you got 10. You think you met, right?
Oh, Lord. That's all I kept hearing.
Hello.
I kept hearing body count. As soon as you kept saying that body count, skeletons in the closet.
My mind.
Because everybody, because we hear the things you were talking about, demonic suggestions. And I'm going to go a little further. How every time that, people say, sex is just an intimate spiritual connection. It's just one. It is spiritual. You're going to be tied down to every spirit that person is dealing with when you come together. So he dealing with this confusion, those things that he knows of, that he doesn't know of, that he was addiction, whatever it is, you put yourself open to that every time he comes into you. And so you have spirit wives and spirit husbands. We have those things where it's like the spirit wives, for those who may not know, and this is a whole nother topic on itself. Spirit wives are attached to the men, and spirit husbands technically be attached to the women. But these are the sexual spirits that are attached to those people that try to keep you so entangled with them to the point that you don't feel like you're a person anymore. It takes over your mind and your spirit and your soul. So not only are you attached to them, whoever they slept with as well, you're attached to those same spirits that they were dealing with as well. So your body count can turn into a grave.
It's a cemetery inspired.
My mind. I know mine probably did, Jesus. I ain't gonna lie. My first person, like I said, he knew what he was doing. So he knew what he was doing because of his experience. So I can imagine by the grace of God how much protection was on me because of the exposure that I was in. Because of who I slept with. And not only that, it's different things, different people from different cultures, different backgrounds. People purposely. I had a person, I purposely let him because we call them cut friends for our people. And that's basically sex friends. And that's even more risky because, again, you're tying yourself to not only the soul tie with that person, and it's a soul tie whether you want to admit it or not. Because after you have sex with that person, you share that, the most intimate thing that you have.
Yes.
So they've seen your inward and outward parts. And so because they've seen so much of that of you, it's like, oh my gosh, it's like I'm tired of you. I have to be connected to you. And it takes over. It's a whole other conversation.
It is. So as you both were speaking, I have a question for us now to think about. Okay? Good question too. So, I want us to think about this as soon as I get my question back.
Well, I have a question for you guys. Well, you do you think a godly father or a father that was in tune with their daughters would make the difference of a daughter going out to have sex? Do you think that role of a dad would have stopped you? And I mean, like, the dad is present, he's there, or do you think that may not have mattered? I still would have.
That's a very good question. So I think for me, it would have. Okay. And the reason why I think it would have, because what's missing in a lot of childhood relationships between parent and child is conversation. Because if there's no one there to have a conversation with, there is no conversation. So imagine not only having the father present, and my dad was there. He was at work though. So he was the provider. He's the, I'm going to take however many jobs I need to make sure that you have what you need. And then it was like, to God be the glory for having the things, but what about when I want you? person.
Right.
And I think by not having the person physically there took away opportunities to have those conversations, to be able to say, you know, wait until you get married. But if our parents wasn't brought up to tell us or even believe to say, wait until you find who God has for you. Not wait until you with somebody for a long time. Y'all both got tested. You love him, he loved you. You know what I'm saying? So that's another story for another day. But I think back to your question, if the having the male figure there,
right?
Because with him being there, that can open up conversations. Also, his influence.
Yes.
You know, because we went to him and went to them looking to fill that void that was in the shape of a father.
That's true.
That's true.
So one of the things that I told my husband regarding our daughter, who's 8, I said to him, her response to boys should be, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy, my daddy. You have to have such an influence in her life that she automatically thinks, well, my daddy, or let me ask my dad, or my dad, or let me see. That has to be the natural instinct of her to say, because if that's in place, then, you know, no one can just approach her with anything. That wasn't in place for me, so people approach me with anything. So I really think, I'm thinking to myself, if my father if there was a presence there, strong presence, would I still have been a virgin to marriage?
Yeah. I believe that's true, because you had mentioned two things. You mentioned not only a father, but a godly father.
Yes.
So one, as you were speaking about that, it makes me remember this post that was always viral on Instagram. It was a father and his 2 girls, and it would be different videos of him going out and taking his daughter out to dinner at this nice restaurant, taking them out to the spa. He said, I'm taking my daughters out to this 5-star restaurant so some knucklehead boy will surprise them with a dinner with Denny's. You know, fathers have that type of influence, because it's like, every man that you're supposed to compare your spouse to be is to your father, natural father, or whoever your father figure might have been. So not only, as you said, and as you were talking about Amy, I was getting a little emotional, because I didn't grow up as well with my father, and that was a big part of my validation issues, because I grew up with a fear of my father. And as a little girl growing up that way, not like a holy fear, but like I was afraid of him, because he had his issues, and, you know, God rest his soul, I pray, because he passed away when I was in high school. But it like disconnected me from really truly knowing how I should be treated. So not only having a father, but a godly father who should be able to direct you as the way, not only should you be treated as a lady, but it's how you should be treated as a lady of God by a man. And that's why I bless God. We are in covenant now with our husbands, and my husband, who is a girl dad right now, my daughters, they have that. And so, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Beautiful. And so it's a blessing. It is a big factor to have them in your life. Growing up as a young lady, you know, mothers, they do all the best they can, but it's nothing about a father. And, you know, you may say, you know, mama, no, I'm gonna tell your mama, but we say, I'm gonna tell your daddy. That's straight, that's fine. Everything. So, yeah, that's what I do. Said that people would think about that. So.
It's some real stuff. Like it's so interesting how the absence of a father or absence of a parent can have such a ripple effect on a person's life. I know we're talking about being wild in the world, and how can you not talk about that without talking about, well, whose influence or the lack thereof played a part in us being wild out in the world. And so I remember my question now that I want to ask. Right. So another point, another thing I want to introduce is be that we were so wild in the world because there was so much conversation in movies and TV shows about premarital sex, but when you see anything about marriage, you don't hear about the wild and the explorative and the undefiledness in marriage. So it's just like over here, it's like a smorgasbord over here. Whereas now you're in marriage, it's just like it's crickets when it comes to sex. As if sex was not, it was so backwards. Oh my gosh. As if sex was actually supposed to be for married people. That was God's intent. And then it's like, well, it's shifted to now actually it's for everybody, not just husband and wife. And now we're going to take this act that God had for man and wife and make it okay for everyone. And then not only make it okay, we want to advertise it and present it in a way where it's just like irresistible.
My God.
Right? It's just like, listen, girl, he brought you that fur. He brought you them rings. He did take you out. He took you to meet his mom. You better give him some. You better, and look, you better put it on him too. You better show him, right? Like this is the conversations that we're having over here. However, over here in marriage, it's just like, whatever goes on here stays here. Like that is my man. The bed is undefiled. But it's like it's so quiet over here. It's so loud. Over here. Could that have led to the tameness in marriage?
As you're talking, so I'm a journalism major, right? I'm in communications, and I've studied media. Sin is glorified in entertainment to desensitize us. So sin is glorified in entertainment to desensitize us. It's so subtle. To even for the little girls, even for the Prince Charming and the love stories, even though they may not have always led to intimacy, but it's still that fairy tale that it's not the reality. So even as little girls, these seeds are being planted in us, and it's so common. You can watch TV now, and two people are having sex. You can watch TV now, and I mean, they're making out on the commercial, and you're just like, oh, okay, but the enemy is very cunning. He's deceptive and he's subtle. So he wants to desensitize us in a market, in an arena that doesn't glorify God. But the beautiful thing that I see now, I see revival in the entertainment industry. I see more Christian filmmakers and producers and more people telling the stories of Christ coming up and out. But the enemy wants to use that mountain of entertainment to glorify sin, to desensitize us that it's okay. Especially the teenage love stories. And what we knew about love in 9th grade. That's like, what? What do we really know about that? But if we go to the movies with our girls, they're making out. It looks good. They're going to the club. They're drinking. It's this interesting love story, and I was a movie girl. Like, I love the movies. That's one of my best hobbies, is I love watching movies. I love the thrill of a movie, the visual, the cinematic part of movies. But it was sewn into us and ingrained into us through entertainment. And then you got the music.
Boy.
Then you had
talk about it.
I don't know what business I had listening to some of the music I listened to, which polluted my ear gates, which further enhanced the demonic agenda of entertainment. And so now we're young girls having sex, and it feels good and it looks good and it's acceptable because nobody around me was holy. No one in my core circle was really holy, was really living for God when I was in my sin, because if everyone around you has no accountability, then you're going to agree with it. Because we're all agreeing to it.
Right. And you don't want to feel left out, be the only one. Did you try it? I didn't. But listen, catch me next week though.
And they're right with them. And even to the point where it was like, did you do it well? Girl. Oh my God. Passing them on and everything. Jesus. No accountability, because they all want to do the same thing. And I get it. They're going to put it, like you said, in entertainment. They covered it under the sense of, they're just kids being kids. as you get older, you expect it to them to want to explore sex this way. We got kids, teenagers making sex packs, pregnancy packs, talking about I'll be pregnant at the same time, and you barely know how to wipe yourself clean.
My goodness.
And you're here having sex with other things. And even just that, it's like the physical part it does to your body. Like, not only that, it just takes off your chemistry, the nerd medical part is coming out. But it just brings up, mixes off with your body chemistry, and it can just interfere with so much things going on physically. But as you were talking, Charlene, that just made me think that how truly that was such a big desensitization because of the entertainment, and how it's such a normal thing now.
So I don't know about you guys, but I think we're gonna need a part 2.
Absolutely.
I don't think just one episode will really capture what we really need to talk about and get to the truth about being wild in the world of being tame in marriage. What do you think, Kate?
Oh, I definitely. Definitely. Because we got to talk about what God says about gay marriage. Because marriage bed is undefiled.
Undefiled.
If you did not know this,
undefiled.
It is undefiled. It is up to you to undefile it with your spouse. But we talk about that later.
My goodness.
There's a lot to unpack.
It is.
And we can't do it all in one episode. And I think we really need to tap on the insecurities, but even the insecurities of the men.
Yeah.
Right? It's so easy to the girls out there, the women out there, but what about the insecurities of the men? What about the men who were sexually abused and whose mama may not have been there, or whose father may not have been there, who has to live up to a persona, even from the men's perspective?
So then the perspective of, as you say, the men, their body count.
Right.
You coming up in here, what you been doing? Who you been doing? So we got our past, we know what we done did. And then it's like, well, he coming in and he ain't Oh yeah, we need a part 2. We definitely need a part 2. So make sure that you join us here, same time, same channel. Our handle is at truth_HEA. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok. On Facebook, you can find us under The Truth About Happily Ever After. Same time, same channel. Stay tuned for part 2.
It's the truth, not the fairy tale. 3 wise, 1 mic, no filters. Pour your coffee, sip your truth. This is the truth about happily ever after.